Hey, this is John Bollinger with Premier Guitar. Today we're doing a review demo of a very cool guitar. It's the vintage V58 JD. JD as in Jerry Donahue, a amazing guitar player that a lot of you might know from the Hellecasters as well as all these other things he's done. And Jerry Donahue has had two other signature guitars that I know about. And he says that this is the best one yet. And I've played one of those and I agree, this is a great guitar. Before I tell you all about it, I'll tell you how we're recording this. I'm plugging the JD directly into a Fender Supersonic amp. We're going in the clean channel right now, but we'll go in the dirty channel later on. They're both basically flat, and we're miking with the Royer R121 mic. That's running into an Apogee Quartet and into Pro Tools. So basically, plugging the Tele right into an amp and blowing and going. So here's the basic ingredients. A recognizable body shape, just that classic Tele look. And it's that 50s Tele vibe. The body is alder. The neck is a one-piece maple, hard rock maple neck. And it's fairly flat and kind of chunky, which I like. 25.5 scale, 22 frets, graphite nut, Wilkinson tuners, which have that kind of old school vibe, all in a line like that. I like that. Wilkinson bridge, 3 saddles, that old school 3 saddle Tele vibe. And very cool, you know, very, very classic ingredients. And here's where it gets especially interesting, and this is where Jerry Donahue kind of put his own mark on it. It's really in this pickup configuration. It's a first of all, he worked with Wilkinson in designing these pickups, and made it so you can walk into a session with one guitar and kind of capture all the tones you need, and doing it just with these two pickups. First of all, the neck I thought was really interesting. I met with Jerry, picked it up. He actually was in Nashville doing a session with this guitar and left it for me to review, and then I'll send it back to him. But he told me that he went with a Strat neck pickup, and they wanted it a little bit weaker. I think he went with like 4.7 because it, as Jerry explained to me, strings at this point, as opposed to back here, are going to have more movement, more like wobble. And because of that, a higher output isn't going to give you the clarity that a lower output would. I don't know the physics of it, but it makes sense. And you can definitely hear it. So he went with a lower output Strat pickup there and found that it balanced really well with the higher output in the bridge. And I'll just kind of show you. It's that neck alone is just great, very Stratty. So as you can hear, that's a really great Strat tone. That would be that position in this 5-way switch. The next is of the 5-way is this, and it giving you kind of a more of a humbucker sound on that. And they do it by adding some capacitor. I don't know how exactly they do it, but it's some sort of wiring thing that they came up with. But it's going to make it a little thicker. Let me show you what it does. So here's one position. Here's two. So that's position 1, the neck. Position 2 is the neck running through some sort of magic capacitor that gives it sort of a humbuckery tone. Let me show you what that does. So here we are. Pretty cool. Now, if you add a little dirt and roll down that tone, you get kind of a woman tone. That's a pretty convincing humbucker considering it's just that same single coil pickup. So next we have the middle, which is that traditional kind of Tele both pickups. It's great, man. Put a little dirt on it, and to me it's kind of a Bonnie Raitt-ish kind of sound. Pretty cool, right? Right here, that position, depending on how you want to go, we'll call it number 4, is that stratty kind of tone. That sounds pretty stratty. Again, it's kind of amazing that there's no middle pickup because that I don't know, that's really, really close to my ears. That's a great tone. And one thing I want to note as well, you know, it has simple Telecaster type controls, volume and tone, but this tone really gives you a lot of variety. You know, some tones are basically on or off, but with this you get everything in between. Anyway, pretty great. The bridge is, man, that's all Tele right there. Really great. Another cool thing about this guitar, because Jerry Donahue is such an amazing bending notes kind of guy. I mean, he sounds like a pedal steel player often when he's playing. This guitar really lends itself to that. The bends are really clean and pure, you know, like. The neck is just kind of made for that. And on top of that, you can do these cool behind the nut bends. So, cool features. It's really great. Guys like Jerry Donahue are such masters of their instrument, and they've spent a lifetime of research and development, deciding what works best and what doesn't to get across their sound. And it's very cool that he was able to team up with these guys and make that all happen. Give them his ideas, tell them what works best, and they were able to reproduce it in a surprisingly affordable guitar. So those are the basic details on the vintage V58 JD. To read the full written review, go to premierguitar.com. And while you're online, make sure you like us on Facebook and subscribe to our ever-growing YouTube channel. This is John Bollinger. Till next time.
Don't forget to sign up for PG Perks, your all-access pass to exclusive gear giveaways and discounts on premierguitar.com.